and welcome to the Diana Falzone Show here on paltalk.com. Sorry for the delay. As you know, New York traffic. Sorry, guys. Can't always prepare for that. We have two guests in studio. We will be joined by esthetician Rose Gabrielle momentarily. But right now we have Dr. Todd Schlifstein. I call him Dr. Todd. He is the owner and I would say the main doctor. You have a partner as well at the Fountain Medical Spa here in New York City. So if you guys live in the tri-state area, be sure to frequent it. We're giving out the link to how you can make appointments and how you can learn all about the Fountain Medical Group. So thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having me again.
Well, a lot of men and women have been writing in their questions, being that there is a seasonal change here on the East Coast and really everywhere, where we're going from dry, winter, cracking skin into spring, and people want to look their best. So what requests are you getting at the spa right now?
A lot of requests of, what things should they do. So a lot of times people come in just for a consultation of, about do's and don'ts, about, what products they should be using or what products they need, or different products they may use in the spring or summertime as opposed to the winter. Mm-hmm. A lot of times in the summertime you want to make sure you moisturize yourself well. Usually try to stay away from the moisturizers that have oily based ones because they don't really absorb much into that. A moisturizer should be water. Right. So you should absorb it, and oil may block that.
So oil free?
Yeah, if you can, unless you have super dry skin, then you can use oil based products. But generally you try to have water based products because that's what you're looking to moisturize. And then hydration is super important also to looking good. If you have dry skin or your skin is dry, it looks more wrinkly and crackly. But and it'll certainly internal hydration as well as external is super important, especially during the summertime. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people come in for facials or other facials that may help cleanse their skin maybe a little more gently than they would in the wintertime. So you want to have your skin exposed to sunlight after just had a peel or something else that's too deep. But you want to have something else that just maybe exfoliates and cleans and then also helps you to hydrate really well.
And just as for our guests, we just had Rose Gabrielle join us in studio. Yay! Hi, Rose.
Hello.
Hi. So we're getting the tips on how to get your skin ready for the summer. And one of our viewers here, she was writing in puppies. Hey, puppies. She said, my skin is peeling, I don't know what to do. And that kind of sounds like a medical condition if your skin is that dry, like eczema or something.
Well, yeah, if it's just on our face, or is it just elsewhere?
Hands and...
Yeah, it certainly could be something that should be looked at by a dermatologist to see if there's a medical cause for that besides just seasonal or allergic or something else of that nature.
Okay. And about facials, like you said, hydration, there are certain kinds of facials, and maybe Rose can address that really do help add that moisture from the winter.
Oh, sure. There's a few different types. There's Intraceuticals has a great hydration facial that the serum's amazing, puts moisture back in. Plus, there's a few different types of facials that we do at the Fountain Medical Group that are beneficial to dry skin. So it's always good to use a good moisturizer. That's very important every day.
Yeah, I'd also say make sure you wash your face every day because it gets dirty and polluted every day. But make
no matter where you live, you don't have to just live in a city, right?
Right, not just in New York City, elsewhere it occurs too. But so at the end of the day, it's good to wash your face every day, but try to use like a mild, gentle soap. Stay away from deodorizing soaps or heavier soaps, because that'll dry out your skin also.
And what about the people that say, "Oh, I can use body lotion on my face; it doesn't make a difference"? And I'm like, "No, it does. It does."
No, there's a reason why you have body lotion. You have face lotion. The concentration and the ingredients are a lot different usually, and different amounts of them, because your face is a lot thinner skin, especially around your eyes. That's why there's eye cream, not because you can sell you another product, but because your eye is a lot more sensitive. Some of the thinnest skin in your body is around the eye, so the concentrations of things have to be a lot smaller. Absorption is a lot easier, so you can put on different types of things on your eyes that get more benefit, that can be thicker and heavier that other areas can't absorb.
Now what about the aging process? Because if you're in your early 20s, you won't need something like a retinol or an ethyl hydroxy. What should you be using, let's say, in your early 20s versus, going through the different ages? What can we just kind of cover that?
Well, I still think you need a daily cleanser, whether it's just a mild soap, that works fine. You can still moisturize in your 20s. Why? Because your skin still dries out and you're still helping it, and it's better to prevent these problems than try to treat them after the fact.
You should definitely go by your skin type also, you know.
Yeah.
There's different moisturizers for different skin types, which is very important. You don't want to use an oil based on oily skin. So,
Yeah.
Going on a good skin regimen is always important, regardless what age.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's prevention to age
not aging, right?
fast, yeah.
That's like the old wives' tale. My grandmother always used to say that she covered her body in olive oil and that it was her trick because it just had so much moisture for her and it worked for her skin type. And she didn't really have wrinkles. It was just her thing. So the early 20s, you would say if you have acne or things like that, to address those.
Acne, you have to be careful with the products that you use because it could definitely create more breakouts.
Really? Oh, yeah. That
So-
definitely works. Like anything that's scented, perfumed.
Right.
That isn't maybe for sensitive skin. So look for sensitive skin
Yes,
if you're
for
prone to
acne.
breakouts.
Yep.
And no oils, I guess.
No oil-based products.
Okay. And then when do women or men too, start needing to use anti-aging products? What's a good time to start thinking about that?
Well, I think it depends on a lot of factors. I think it depends on the individual person, the genetics. Are you showing signs of it already? Then it's a good time to maybe start using that. Mm-hmm. Generally, in people in their 30s may show other signs of changes from sun damage. Your skin gets damaged, 90% of it is from the sun. But certainly genetics plays a role in that also. So sun protection in your 20s and 30s and forever is always important. Mm-hmm. Maybe beginning anti-aging moisturizers, anti-aging serums or treatments, antioxidants, whether it's oral from your nutrition or topical in your products, is always a good idea. And then probably something to help exfoliate, cleanse, and rejuvenate your skin, like some type of retinol-based product, probably in your 30s, and definitely in your 40s is a good time to start using those as well.
Okay.
I was just noticing there was two questions that I did see. I was going to address them.
Yes.
Do steroids affect dry, peely skin? I mean, it certainly can. Steroids usually has the opposite effect because usually helps you produce more hormones, so you're having more testosterone, and tendency is to break out more because you have more oil released from your own body, but it certainly can dry out your skin. But if your skin is dry, it's also more prone to breakouts as well.
So that's really interesting. And I want to kind of address the steroid question because a famous celebrity, Ashley Judd, just came out saying that if you've seen her in the press, she's very puffy cheeks, puffy eyes, puffy lips, puffy really everywhere around her face.
Right.
And she was saying, no, this is not bad plastic surgery or fillers. This was a result of steroids. Do you think that's possible? Or if you saw that, do you think it's kind of an excuse?
Well, there's different types of steroids, right? There's glucocorticosteroids, which we use for asthma, immune diseases, allergic reactions, so different diseases where rheumatoid arthritis, where you could be on prednisone or glucocorticosteroids, as opposed to bodybuilding anabolic steroids. So
right.
They're both steroids, but they're not interchangeable. Two different types of steroids. But typically, if you're using long-term steroids, it has a lot of effects on your body, including water retention, moon face, rounding the face, water retention. It may thin out your skin as well. So it has even though it's a great medication for a lot of diseases, it has a lot of side effects as well.
Is there any way that someone could treat that or not really?
I mean, you can treat a lot of the symptoms of it, but obviously the best thing is not to be on it. And even when you're off of it, it takes months or even years for some of the changes to reverse themselves. So it's very possible that water retention, weight gain, a lot of things can occur with that.
Wow,
that's why when you come in and we're treating someone for their skin and trying to make them look better, we need to know everything from diet, nutrition, to your exercise, your sun exposure, your age, with the skin type, what type of skin you have based on your genetics, what color your skin is. There's a lot of factors to take into account to really maximize your benefits.
Right.
We can do so much, but your diet and nutrition is very important. What you are what you eat, well, yeah, you are, and certainly it shows in your skin. A low fat, low carbohydrate, high protein, good protein diet is important. Vitamin C and vitamin E is great in your antioxidants and moisturizers, but also intake of vitamin C, vitamin E, and other antioxidants really helps your skin. Vitamin C is used to make collagen, and that certainly helps your skin stay firmer and tighter. Sun exposure, it's very hard to reverse sun damage, and it's cumulative of your whole lifetime.
Right.
So sun protection, even when you're young, is super important.
That's why I got a big floppy hat for the summer, like this huge hat that's embarrassing for anyone around me. But I was like, I don't care because I'm not gonna get like more sun damage than I already have and all that.
Right, because you can't see it. We'd have to use ultraviolet light, then you can actually look at it and you can actually see how much damage there is. Why? Because the ultraviolet light, you can see the dermal damage, not the superficial ones, but the deep under your skin damage.
Right. That comes out later in life as age spots.
Right, so eventually it means you're gonna have that come out later on.
Right. Well, I look at Rose, and she has the most beautiful skin, and it makes sense that you help others also beautify their own skin. What tips do you recommend for women that are in more advanced years and they can't really reverse? Is there anything out there that you use, products you use, facials that can help?
We have Skin Medical line in our office, which is amazing. It's the only product I use now. It seems every time I go off it, I always have problems with other products, breakouts and irritations, and I'm a big fan of Skin Medica. We do photofacials, which is a laser treatment that does help with sunspots. It's great. It does work, especially for people that have been in the sun and want to correct it. But when you're doing these treatments, you can't go in the sun anymore. You really have to wear a 30+ or a hat. Big floppy hat is very important. So we do have treatments that can correct it at the office.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, definitely. The Skin Medica products are medically proven line. I mean, there's a lot of lines you can pay a lot of money for, but are they medically proven to give you benefits? So they make a great retinol complex, tri-retinol complex, and their key product is probably Essential Serum, which is a great rejuvenizing anti-aging product.
I use it every day.
She lit up.
I use it every day.
Which is an amazing product because you'll use it every day for a week and you will definitely see differences. Use it for a couple months, you'll see amazing changes.
And what about fillers? Are they as popular as they have been, or are more people getting nervous with them and seeing the moon face effect that isn't from steroids?
I mean, there's definitely a lot of use of fillers, and I think the numbers have actually increased over the years, meaning there's so many things we can do non-surgically to help your appearance, so the amount of fillers have been going up, and the amount of products available have gone up. They have products now that last, years as opposed to lasting months. There's a lot of them that are out there in the market. And some of the newer ones are kind of interesting because they help to stimulate collagen production yourself.
Wow.
So it's not just the product doing it, it's the stimulation of your own collagen production to helping you look better, fill in areas that are depressed or with lines, and also to help tighten your skin. So I think those are the exciting new things coming out in the future, is things that help your body heal itself or help yourself, which is kind of a bioengineering, a biomedical way of helping yourself. So in the future, I think we're going to see a lot more non-surgical ways of doing things, where there's so many things to do before we even talk about going to a plastic surgeon for a facelift.
Oh, yeah. And also, for people who have bad reactions, Botox or whatever, they should be careful who they go to. Make sure that person's certified, because just because they can get the product doesn't mean they know how to use it.
Right. I mean, there's definitely a lot of people doing it, and it's good to ask questions. How long have you been doing that for? How many people have you seen with that? How were you trained in that? There's nothing wrong with asking questions. It just shows the patient's education. So there's nothing wrong with asking questions. We encourage that because that means you're interested and caring, and then asking questions about diet and nutrition. We always give out handouts on everyday tips to a healthier skin. What can you do every day to look better? Simple little things that you wouldn't think about. The top 10 ingredients to look for in a moisturizer. What are the new SPF rules, and what does SPF really mean? Right? So does it block UVA and UVB? Well, you got to have one that has both, not just one or the other.
Right.
So, it comes down to your personal knowledge every day. We can't follow you around every day to help you every day. We'd love to help you like that, but there's a lot of things you can do for yourself, and then we certainly can help you even more.
Wow. Well, thank you for coming, guys. They've been extremely helpful. We'll have to have you on again very shortly so that we can have even a longer amount of time with both of you. Thank you, Rose Gabrielle, for coming. Dr. Todd. And be sure to go to the Fountain Medical Group, correct?
Yeah.
.com, and you can find out all your information. And we're also going to, next time, I'm going to have you guys come on during summer, and we can talk about also the bridal boot camp and maybe doing something for those brides, because I'm going to be getting married in September, and I want to make sure how to prepare the skin.
No, we definitely should talk about what to do well in advance so you can be prepared for that.
Exactly. And there are a lot of brides in the summer, so I think we should figure that out too. And also for women who are pregnant, because I have a lot of friends who are recently just gave birth, and they're telling me their skin is destroyed. So there's a whole nother thing to talk about as well. So guys, thank you for joining us, and we will have them back very, very shortly. Thanks. Bye. See you soon.
Thank you.